When it comes to household and business management of finance, there is what they call the cash flow forecast. The cash flow forecast is simply the plan of how much is going to be received as income and how much is going to be spent. And if that forecast is done, there are three outcomes of it. It's either there will be a budget surplus, or a cash surplus, a cash deficit, or a balanced cash. Of course, I explained before, I said cash surplus is when the expected incomes is more than the expected expenditures. I also said cash deficit is when the expected income is less than the expected expenditure. It means the expenditure is more than the income. Then I said balanced cash or balanced budget is when the expected income is equal to the expected expenditure. So I bring you an example of a cash flow forecast of a household. Okay. Now, when you look at this chart, you will see that they have made a plan of July, August, and September. And when you look at the first part of the chart, you will see that the sales, that means the expected income, in July is 17.6, in August is 10.4, and in September is 23,000. But when you come to the second part of the chart, which is considered as B, the B part is the payment. The payment is talking about the expenditures. So for July, you see the total expenditure is 14,100. For August is 13.7. For September is 15.8. Now, what is the outcome? You see in July they have budget surplus. Why? Because their income is more than their expenditure. But in August they have a budget deficit. Why? Because their expenditure is more than their income. Then in September, when you look at the balance part of it, which is, I put it here as the closing cash, you will see that after the summary, the final value is equal to the total, which means it's balanced. Now, how does this happen? Actually, there's what they call the opening cash. The opening cash is usually the closing cash of the previous chart. So from this example, it shows that there was an opening cash of this, and that. So it means in the next chart, maybe in October, November, December, this closing cash is going to be the opening cash. So, but the most important thing I want you to understand here is the difference between the budget surplus and the budget deficit. Now, what is the purpose for cash flow forecast? There are three reasons why businesses or households will forecast how much they will get and how much they will spend. They have to plan in order to know, to prepare if they will have budget surplus. And if they will have budget surplus, they are already planning on what to do with the surplus. Either to invest it to get more profit or to use it for a project. The budget surplus can be dropped in the bank, or an account can be opened, and the budget surplus can bring profit, can bring interest, can do whatsoever. They can also use the budget surplus maybe to carry out a new project, to build a new site or whatsoever. Then the cash flow forecast also assists household and businesses to manage budget deficit. If they expect to get a budget deficit, then they will be already planning on how to get a loan from the bank or how to make sure they get additional money to meet up with the budget deficit. So those are two reasons why they need cash flow forecast. Then the last reason is managers need this cash flow forecast to help them to be like a guide of their activities in order for them not to go out of line. It's part of their objectives. So managers align their activities, their professionalism, following the cash flow forecast, so that at the end of the day there will be accuracy between the plan and the outcome. Then I will end the lesson by what are the conditions to consider during cash flow forecast. There are three conditions you must consider. The number one is delay. What is delay? Some incomes may not come the time you expected them to come. So during the period of that delay, you need, or the business or the household, they need to picture on other means on how to meet up with that, so that when the incomes finally come, it will be balanced. Secondly, there is what they call seasonal fluctuation. Seasonal fluctuation means sometimes the product may be off-season. So if the season favors the product, there will be high cash flow. And if it is off season, there will be low cash flow. So when making the budget, you consider those periods. Then finally there will be bad debts. Some people may consume the product and may not pay for it. So this is how the lesson or the class looks like. Thank you very much.